We're gonna let the plane pass. I need everybody to get into the chat. Go ahead and share, like, subscribe. This is another episode of From Nothing to Everything. I am your host, JOT, and I'm here with a very, very special guest, a friend of mine, a brother of mine, a partner, a mentor, Noe Ybarra. He's a businessman in his own right. He's created what this podcast is all about. He created nothing and turned it into everything. And so we're going to pick his brain. We're going to talk a lot about some things, but just stay tuned. We're going to give you all a second to tap in. Just give him a second. You know what I mean?
In the meanwhile,
yeah. If you got a drink, cheers. If you're smoking some, put one up in the air. It's all positive vibes, good energy, and prosperity. This podcast is meant to teach you about what it takes to be an entrepreneur and a boss in your own right, and be okay with yourself afterwards. All right, let me just share this on my. Oh yeah, we got somebody in here.
sponsored by
Sponsors.
Good Night Loving.
Sponsored by Good Night Loving.
Vodka. Хорошо выглядит сревония.
Yes, sir. Made right here in Texas, Austin, to be exact. Shout out Good Night Loving, my very first sponsor. Shout out Kevin. I appreciate you for extending your hand and creating more business for us. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in right now. But we're gonna jump right into it. You know what I mean? So, Noe, it's a pleasure to have you on the podcast, man. It's long overdue. I've been amazed by what you've created for yourself. I've been a student to what you do for the longest, and you've extended yourself into my endeavors and allowed me to, utilize some of the things that you've built for yourself, and you've helped me uplift my brand in many ways. But I just want to give the people a chance to get to know the man behind the myth, the legend, the global stage text, the artisan where we're at today, this fine establishment. But we'll start off first. But where are you from?
Believe it or not, born and raised in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Nice. So you're local.
Here, yeah, I'm a local. You don't choose where you're born.
Right.
My parents moved here, and voila, I'm here. That's how I started off my career here in Corpus Christi.
So what was your upbringing like?
It was great. I had a lot of arts and culture. My dad worked at the Coliseum, at the auditorium. So growing up, I was fortunate enough to be able to go to the Shriners Circus, the Ringling Brothers Circus, Lucha Libre, the Antonio Aguilar Rodeo, the different concerts that would come. And back then it was Stone City Attractions that used to bring in the shows.
Nice.
So it was pretty cool growing up. That was my upbringing.
So
show business
from the jump start. Huh?
Yeah, show business.
So what got you into like your own field? Like what was like your first interaction with like getting into the business yourself? Like
working at the Coliseum as a stagehand when I was in Moody High School. I worked part-time at the Coliseum as a spotlight operator, running the Carbon Arcs, and that's where I learned electrics, then rigging, lighting, and then general stage work. And then Disney on Ice picked me up, and I never came back.
So I want to get into that. Like, I mean, you've built an amazing company, Global Stage Tech. Shout out Global Stage Tech. So before then, obviously you were doing work with being a stagehand and stuff. But like, what was the deciding factor when you're like, man, I could do this. I could do this myself.
Well, I toured with Disney. I toured with several other shows until I decided to get off the road and go work for Cirque du Soleil. They had a show called O. It was an underwater show. I'm a dive master. Pardon me. So I figured I'd be a good fit. I went over there. They hired me. The show wasn't even a month old. So I decided to stay there. I stayed there and eventually worked my way up to technical director. and went all over the place with Cirque. And then after Cirque, I got laid off because they sold the company. The owner, Guy Liberté, decided to sell it. He sold it to a Texas company, a Texas investment company, and a Chinese group, Fusa, at the time. And well, I was out of a job, and another person named Franco Dragon, which is a director, directed Beau, Mystere, Celine Dion. He also directed House of Dancing Waters, which is in Macau right now. Actually, going to open up if you're a stagehand and you need a job. They're looking for riggers and
This guy's got
lighting guys, so you should apply.
So
But that's pretty much what happened. I got laid off, and I needed a gig, and Franco Dragon knew that they had laid off the technical directors, and the guy called me and asked me if I wanted to go to Wuhan, China, out of all places. So
wow.
I said, yeah. We built the world's biggest theater there, biggest technology, and biggest everything. It was the owner was Wang Jielin, which is owns Wanda Group, which is a Chinese firm. Back then, he was the billionaire of the country, and that's pretty much what motivated me to do my own business. Then, right before my contract was over, did Shanghai Disney called me and asked if I could help do the install there. I did the install and registered a company, and from there I started doing Broadway touring shows, Live Nation. Worked at God. I did all types of stuff there. We built shows. We built for Broadway. We built man, all types of stuff. Then I finally came to back to America because of COVID. I decided to build a GSC Studios there. We did installs on the Strip, and decided to come to Corpus, back to Corpus, and bring some production gear. That's how the Artisan came to be.
So Global Stage Text as a company is like fairly new. Like that's like since
Global
COVID.
no Global Stage Text was registered back in 2015.
Oh, okay.
That's when I just like simplified everything all these years into a quick debrief. But that's when I registered the company in 2015. We celebrated our 10 years in January of being a company.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, and thank you for allowing me to be, a helping hand in anything that I can. I've gotten to build stages with you. I've seen some awesome things that you've allowed me to be privy to. So I'm more than grateful for
Yeah.
you and what you've taught me, and I'm sure I'll learn so much more. And hopefully, y'all are paying attention because we're about to get into some questions. So, with you being a business owner, like, what are some of the like what are I'm gonna ask, it's a two-part question. What are some of the benefits of being a business owner? We'll just start with that.
The benefits of being a business owner.
Yeah. What's
There's really no benefits, man. There's you work nonstop. You don't have days off. It doesn't feel like work though. That's the biggest benefit is what you're doing. You have a passion for. You enjoy what you're doing, but you're never really off. So I guess the benefit is you're enjoying what you're doing. You're getting paid for it, but you're working twice as hard
Right.
as everyone else that's around you.
Wow.
So if you're not motivated, dedicated, and you're ready to interact with everyone in a positive way, don't be a business owner. Be a worker.
Or find a passion of yours instead of just trying to find something that makes you see other people making money off of because that's their passion. That's what I take out of it. Like, a lot of people try to replicate somebody else's maneuvers because they see it working for them, but they don't have the passion for that same endeavor that the person that's making it work does. So, but so on the flip side, what are some of like the pitfalls or the downsides that you've had to experience? Just
you have to finance everything. It's not, you can't turn to anyone else and go, what do we do when there's a major problem? That problem is yours. You have to fix it. You have to figure out if you need another vendor, more expertise? Was the equipment faulty? There can be a slew number of difficulties you can experience. I didn't know I needed that insurance. Now they're getting me. I didn't know I needed that permit. The list goes on and on. If you're in show business and you're doing installs, it becomes a little harder to, I guess, to timeline everything and trying to get all the vendors on the timeline and meet their benchmarks. That's probably the most difficult things when things are out of your control,
Right.
so to speak.
But you're still responsible.
But you're still responsible for them, and that's when you start pulling your hair out and you start pushing them. You have to push.
And he still has a full head of hair. This guy.
Constantly push.
This freaking guy has a full head of hair. I'm over here bald as hell. All right. Anyway, no, man, I appreciate you so much. So, like, can we dig a little bit into your like personal life?
Yeah, why not?
All right. So, what? How many kids do you have?
A whole lot. I got triplets.
What?
They're 20 years old, and then I've got
triplets.
Yeah, triplets. 20-year-old triplets. That's I'm an older gentleman, so there you go. Triplets. I have a daughter that's 23 now, and there you go. Then
and the boys,
and then Adrian Val. That's it. Adrian Val are, geez, they're a lot older. I had them when I was young, and I forget their age.
So when did,
but there you go.
When did you have your first kid?
When I was 18.
18,
and then when I was 20, and then I stopped for a long time, and then I got remarried with my current wife, and that was that.
So in lieu of us playing on this podcast, as you know, we play a game called Truth or Dream. Sponsored by Good Night Loving. But I'm gonna ask you, who's your favorite? Who's the favorite kid? Who's your favorite kid? And if you don't want to answer, we can just we can simply take a drink.
There's no favorites, man.
No. Yep, we're taking a drink.
Take a drink.
I'm gonna take one right with you. Gotta ask the tough questions, though.
That's a tough one.
So, the artisan. We're in this beautiful location right now. I know that you can't see it all. I've been blessed and privileged to see this come from this man's mind into what it is now. I implore you to come and stop by if you're ever in the downtown Corpus area. 217 North Chaparral, right?
218.
218.
North Chaparral.
218, yeah. 218 North Chaparral. If you're ever in Corpus Christi downtown, you need to come and check us out, man. It's a great establishment, upper class, beautiful scenery, lighting, staging. It's very musical based, and it's a great production social lounge, so to speak.
It's a production house, man. That's what I call it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
best prices down the strip, and the truss that you're going to see when you come in, we actually fabricate that. We have a partner, Shine Stage, that we give them our specs. They've met all the special, I guess, commissioning or factory acceptance test that we usually do, and then we commission it whenever we install like Disney or Universal. This is the truss we use, and then the stage we're sitting on, we actually fabricate the stage as well. It's for sale, and we got lighting and all that other good stuff. So there you go.
Yeah, you're an extent. He says this so nonchalant. It's extensive, and in order to operate these things, man, it must take either an abundance of your time or a significant team. What do you contribute your success to most?
I guess seeing other people's talents, recognizing their talents, and utilizing them as much as I could within the team.
Right.
If I need I needed a good lighting guy. Mark, which is running around somewhere, is a good lighting guy, and I saw his talents and his abilities. He's actually an A&M college student going through the
Shout out, Mark.
performance, I guess, whatever degree he wants here. Um, that's what he's going for. So, God bless him. I hope he succeeds. And if I can help the guy out, I do. So, there you go.
So, back to personal life. Um, have you like what is your main objective with your life outside of business? Like, what is like a comfortable, okay, like a resting place for you, or what is the end game for you?
The end game, I'll probably have to go back to Vegas and
I'm coming.
retire there.
I'm coming.
And, I still live in Vegas. This is my part time house. I actually live upstairs of a. If you ever come to the Artisan, don't be too loud because, I'm joking. I'm joking. Be as loud as you want. Have fun. But yeah, the end game is, I don't know, man. I've never really thought about the end game. I've always thought about,
It's the next best move.
what's when you retire, what are you going to do? I don't know. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to travel, but you should travel when you're young. Don't travel when you're retired. You're too old.
You can't enjoy the things anymore, right?
Enjoy when you're young. I mean, I traveled all over the world when I was a lot younger, and somebody else paid for it.
Smart man.
That's the key.
Smart man.
Work with a company that takes you on tour, and you get to see the world, man. And
network with people.
yeah, you network and you come back. You utilize your contacts, and that's how you make you become a success by identifying everyone's strong points, their weak points, helping them grow and respect them, and hopefully they'll help you in the future. So,
has there ever been a time in your life where you felt like giving up? Like, has there ever been like one pinpoint moment or some period of time that like things were just not going in your favor, and you?
I mean, you're always going to have your ups and downs, but I never really thought negative about anything I did. I thought, how am I going to get out of this?
Mm-hmm.
What's next after this? And next time, I'm not going to do that. It's all a learning experience.
Right.
You're not always going to succeed. You're going to have failures.
Right. Which
failures,
teach you most.
Failures are a good, educational experience that you look at and and you learn from, and then you move on. There's going to be your friends that are going to not be there for you, that you thought were there, you
Right.
relied on, and all of a sudden, they're not there when you really need them. So bottom line is, trust yourself, but
It's for another episode.
make sure you look at your surroundings and who you're with and who you're hanging with. If you're the smartest guy in the room, don't be in that room. Fuck, be in another room. If you're hanging out with people that are just looking to go out and drink, right? That's all you're gonna do is just go out and drink.
Yeah, you become who you hang around with.
Yeah, I mean, you're a product of your environment. That's what it is. If you're gonna hang out with someone like that's always thinking, has got plans, he's got his 3 year. You got your 3 year plan already lined up. This guy's focused on how he's gonna do it. Then he sees other opportunity and he's sharing it with you. And then you're bouncing that type of ideas off of each other, and then that's how you succeed. And then another business is growing just like that. But you got to hang out with people that
share that like-minded. Yeah.
Maybe not like-minded, but people that are motivated, people that are doing something. If you're just hanging out, working for the weekend, then nothing wrong with working for the weekend. Nothing wrong at all. Come drink at my bar at the Artisan by GST. But if you're going to be motivated, I mean, I like to drink. I like beer. bottom line is, me, I get motivated when I come and I'm interacting with other people that want to do this, like you. I saw you were motivated. You were someone that really wanted to keep moving. You don't want to stand still, and that's what you want. You want people to keep moving. Give them ideas, make them strive.
Thank you, really.
They start striving. You're pointing them on the right direction. Hopefully, they succeed, and then later on, when you see them, they'll share that success with you, and
Yeah.
that you could collaborate with something with that person.
Well,
Hopefully, and if you can't, it's okay. The guy succeeded. He's going places, and hopefully, you had a little bit to do with it.
yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty much
And that's an amazing mindset to have. And
the way it is. I mean, it's like right now, I won't stop. I did this. Now I'm looking at giving uh, the auditorium and the American Bank Center technical support, helping out a guy named Danny Vaughn, who's getting ready to retire. So it's there's opportunity everywhere. You just got to go out and take it.
yeah, find them and take it and exploit them. Yeah,
And then you got to keep moving. I mean, okay, I'm done. Most people would, stop. All right, well, let's try to, do this, do that, tweak what you got. Yes, I'm still tweaking, but I can still go look somewhere else, and I'm motivated enough to start other businesses other than just stay here, because the tweaking can happen as you're still working on something else.
right.
I
Absolutely.
mean, that's the bottom line, and I'm going to keep working.
So
There you go.
So what do you feel about like? So I mean, what I gathered from what you're saying is like, and this is how I feel like when you get to a place of comfortability, it almost comfortability for me has become like a cancer because when I get comfortable, I start to feel too stagnant. So what is your take on like being?
Complacency is the word, man.
Yeah, complacency. Yeah, there you go.
Everyone becomes complacent with what they're doing. They become, a little tired, and then you get the laziness. When you're complacent, you become lazy. When you become lazy, you become unproductive. The only way to overcome that is get up, go for a jog, think. I mean, keep thinking forward. Stop, being complacency is for a successful person that's already succeeded.
Right.
You know what I mean? If the guy succeeded, he can afford to be complacent. If you haven't succeeded, well then you need to work. You need to do push-ups, do sit-ups,
Something
run. No, this is where it starts.
for real.
You got to be physically fit in order to do business. If you're not physically fit, mentally fit, and able to talk to people in the right way, well then, you're not there.
You're on borrowed time.
It's people always say spiritually. Yeah, it's spiritually, but those are the three things you got to be. And if you're not those three things, then it's pretty hard.
You're on shaky foundation.
You're on shaky foundation. You got to keep learning something every day. If you don't learn something every day, your day was a waste of day. So there you go.
Can we talk about spirituality?
Sure, if you want.
I'm curious. I mean, me myself, I'm not religious. I believe in the same God that every religious person in the world. So this is not me saying I don't believe in God. This is just saying that I have an understanding with myself that I don't know what the ultimate creator is. So I won't try to act like I know. But as far as your opinion on like religion versus spirituality, or just like what's your outlook on?
Well, there is, in my mind, a supreme being,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to respect everyone's, I guess, thoughts about religion. But spirituality, you don't have to believe in a God. You don't have to, it's more your inner self. You got to meditate. You have to make sure you've got that, the Japanese call it, and the Chinese shi, inner shi. It's something that's within, something that motivates you. It gives you your fire. It gives you your, comes from the gut, and it goes,
Yeah.
It gives you passion. That's what gives you passion. And if you don't meditate, if you don't, I guess, go to church. Some people like going to church. That's where people kneel down. They pray. That's a form of meditation. That's why people do the rosary, right? The Muslims do the beads. You know, the Jews go to the wall and they do their whatever it is they do. It's everyone's got their different things.
Right.
Me, I am spiritual. I believe in God. I'm a Roman Catholic, and but I still meditate. I've had the luxury of living in China for 7 years, in Japan for 5, to where I did learn the Shinto, the Buddha, the the other religions that are out there. That, I explored, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of religions, and most of the time, the same religions that like battle each other for who's right or wrong. Like, if you would really, or from my perspective, I should say, when I really looked into things, what I see all of the gods that are all of the, you know, different entities or different names that we call what I assume to be the same God or the same creator. I feel like it's always been something that's been taught to be instilled within you, like understanding the God within you, that you're a God, you're a creature of God, you are an extension of God. So, like with me, my personal take is when I meditate or when I pray, I like to look in the mirror or look in my own eyeballs. I feel like if I'm praying to God, looking into a sky or looking outward, is looking for an excuse if something goes wrong. You know what I mean? And so my personal belief is that I look within myself, the creation of God, so that I can hold myself accountable, and that I don't have nothing to blame other than my own choices, which was God given. If something goes wrong, I can't look to the sky and be like, "How dare you?" or this and that. I feel like we are all God extensions of that source, that higher energy, that the creator, the ultimate, whatever you want to call it. But when you finally, when I finally realized for my personal self that God was within us all, and it's up to you to find that God within you, then that's when things start to move in a different direction for you. But that's just a little bit about some spirituality. If y'all got any questions in the comments and want to talk about it, I'm always open to conversation. I love politicking with people. I don't really too much argue or debate, but if you got any kind of input that you'd like to share, we're always open to it. So the artisan, how did this come about?
The Artisan, the production house. Well, it came about, I guess, an idea. Uh, the lounge, I thought maybe we Corpus needed a lounge, a production lounge, a little bit different from what you guys are used to here. Instead of putting the other lights, we put RGBs in there. We put some par sevens and par nines are all in there, and then we also put out here. I thought I'd put a more of a make it look like a production, like an Area 51. Have you ever been to Vegas?
No, I haven't, but I need to. You showed me.
Yeah,
I need to go there.
It's kind of based on that out here. The inside's kind of based on the Dorsey of the wind. Um, I'm trying to bring a little bit of Vegas to you guys. If you don't want to go to Vegas, come here and check it out.
Yeah.
Minus the gambling. I'm sorry I can't put the gambling tables there. I wish I could.
Well, we can go to my house and shoot 7-Eleven, shoot dice all day.
But
don't tell nobody.
But there's no gambling here, so there you go. That's what it. I thought, why not put a stage out here where the up and coming bands need a platform. The DJs, bands, immersive shows, anything we want to do, it's here.
So, is there anything that you would change if you could go back in time and change anything about your life? Do you have any regrets? And regrets is a strong word. I know that we all like to say we don't have regrets, but like, has there been anything in your life like that if you could just do over again, or if you had another chance to redo that situation, you would have did it differently?
I don't think so. I think I made all the right choices, actually. Um, it's Did I screw up? Hell yeah, I screwed up a lot. They weren't regrets. It was a learning experience, and I moved on. You know, don't ever be down on yourself. Just keep moving on, man. Fuck it. It's life happens, man. You're not. It's not always going to be 100%. There's going to be obstacles. That's part of life. It depends how you handle those obstacles. That separates.
In a way, I feel like if you're looking to be like to rest easy all the time and to have no conflict or confrontation or ups and downs, you're basically looking for an easy road. The easy way out. The road of least resistance. And the road of least resistance, in my opinion, leads you to the roads of least results. So
You can get a job, be dedicated to that job, work 20, 30 years, get a retirement, pension, IRA, your 401k. You know, um, yeah, you could do that. It's less thinking. In my opinion, unless you know you're a partner with a law firm or a partner in an engineering uh, firm. Then you're going to be thinking. But then again, if you're a partner, you're in business.
right now you're a
So
partner.
you're a partner.
Intrinsic with that.
You can always get a job. Do factory work. I don't know. I don't know what Corpus is like. The job market here is like. What is it? The refineries.
Yeah.
Hey, but if you want to be a stagehand, seriously, I'm actually looking for stagehands right now.
Tell them
So
how
if you
they
want
can
to get
apply.
into show business,
Hold on, let me see.
go to N Ybarra at globalstagetex.com
And
and send me your resume. This way I could, I'm trying to fill in my own roster. We do the concerts, we do
at global
art walk, we do all types of stuff.
at globalstagetext.com. You said
Yep.
and Ibada at globalstagetext.
.com. I'm currently vetting stage tech. So you want to be a stage tech, audio, video,
The banner's on the bottom.
lighting, SFX, geez, rigging. Rigging, you'd have to go through a fall protection program, which I teach here. You will have to have a OSHA 10 card. OSHA 10 cards, all it is, it tells you if this guy knows how to use tools, if you know about safety. It's a good thing that that people do have these cards because it at least tells me that they know how to work in an environment where things are happening, things are moving. You'll have, you can have a batten going up and down. You've got your tree lights, stage right and stage left going up and down. You can have a artist flying. You can have a scenic moving. So you kind of need your full awareness and your head on you when you're on a stage, and especially if you're doing an install.
Right. It is dangerous work, so it's not for the faint of heart. Believe me, I've experienced it on a small scale. And it takes some work and it takes some sense. But there, right on the bottom of the screen, right down there, that's the email address if you're looking to apply. He's a great man, great employer, and he takes care of his people. That's why I respect him so much. But before
That's right, and you'll even get a discount at the Artisan.
yeah. And I want to ask you one thing. I know that you've been in the military. So, like, what has the military taught you or instilled in you? If you could say that you've taken away one or two significant things, like, what is being involved in the military giving you?
They definitely teach you discipline. That your body can take more than what you think. It's
It's your mind.
it's your mind. It's mind over matter. I've been several times where I just want to stop working, and then I go, oh, wait a minute.
I can do
I can keep going. I don't need to stop. It won't stop. I can't stop. Believe it or not, you always remember your drill sergeant and what he was threw in your head, and all the brainwashing they did. And you even remember some of the cadences that, when you were marching, that they would, throw at you. And that's what really motivates you sometimes. But overall, the Army taught me leadership, direction. This main thing is discipline and self motivation. You have to motivate yourself and work with a team. So if it's not teamwork, we don't know what it is.
And
It was our motto was dedication, motivation, teamwork. So there you go. That says it all right there. That's what the Army really teaches you.
all
So
right, so in the name of truth or drink, first name, who is the worst drill sergeant?
worst drill sergeant I had, Sergeant Alcivar. And the only reason I say that is because he accused me of mimicking the way he talks, and I didn't. I never talked like him. He had a bad. I think he was from South America, so he had a heavy South American accent. I'm like, why would I? It was the other guys, and he made me pay for it. So for someone else's
You heard it.
mimicking,
You heard it here first. From nothing to everything. What's his name?
Sergeant Alcivar,
Yeah.
Drill Sergeant Alcivar.
No, man. No, I just want to thank you again, man. You have been a mentor to me, a brother to me. You gone through some things with me and gave me chances, that some people would have given up on, easily for. Um, you've been a blessing in my life, and I'm sure so many other people's lives. And even just you getting on this podcast with me and allowing me a bit of your time to pick your brain, man. It's an honor. It's a privilege to know you. It's a privilege to have you as a brother of mine. And I hope that we have an extensive, not only business future together, but long-standing relationship as far as friends and family.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure.
I mean, anything you need that I'm capable of, you got my back. I mean, you got me, and you've already shown 100% that you got my back every time. You never failed me, brother, and so for that, I just want to thank you. But before we wrap it up, I just want to ask you: is there anything that we didn't touch on that you want to get off your chest? Anything you want to promote? Any advice you want to give? Anything I might have missed?
No. I just, I think downtown is a great place to come. It's getting revitalized by the downtown management district. They're doing a good job, and give them a shout out. They're working hard to make downtown beautiful, and they've even got a cleanup team run by Dylan. Alyssa runs she's the director of downtown management district. She really does a good job, and she's the one that and her team, not only her team, are the ones really pushing businesses to come to downtown and give downtown a chance, man. It's given us so much, and if you do come downtown, you're gonna check out that it's changing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of construction. It's not moving as fast as I'm used to, but it is what it is, man. It's coming. You see, even the planes.
See, we've heard about 20 of them since we've been on the podcast. So forgive us for the noise, but we're out here in the beautiful patio that he created. So just work with us. But again, Noe, I just want to thank you. Before we leave, oh, you don't even have it. Is there a way you can we get one more drink?
Yeah, get another one of these.
Can you have a?
You saw where I got them from, right?
Yeah. So we're just gonna wrap it up with a quick toast. Again, I want to thank my sponsors. Hold on, let me throw that down in the. Okay, Good Loving Vodka. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for becoming my very first sponsor. I look forward to doing big business with you. And this is the very first of many things that we will be venturing out to do. I also want to thank Noe. I want to thank the Artisan. I want to thank Global Stage Text.
Come to Art Walk.
Come to the Art Walk. The very first Friday of every month. The Art Walk, all the way down a mile long, the whole downtown area, from Chaparral to Mesquite Street to. We're doing big things, and right here at the Artisan, it's right in the right in the mix of things. So it's a beautiful experience, and the way this man puts things together, man, it's a sight to behold. So come enjoy yourself downtown Corpus Christi.
And if you're, a lot of people do ask me, how do I become a vendor on Art Walk? Count this again, downtown management district. Patience Wiggum, contact her, and
Yep,
she could hook you up.
yep. And that's exactly what I've been doing. I have a bunch of vendors, and so when y'all are wondering how I get y'all on, it's because this man introduced me to Patience Wiggins, GOAT, and we get you guys in there. You know what I mean? And we just want to continue spreading that love to entrepreneurs, small business owners, people that take a chance on themselves, and people that are, willing to put the work in to receive the rewards, receive the fruits of their labor, so to speak. But before we get off, I just want to cheers to you, brother. Thank you again for your time. Thank you for everything you do for the city, for me, for my family, and for so many other people. This has been another episode of From Nothing to Everything. My name is JOT, your host, Mr. Big Time. Let's go.